Maybe I need to sit here.
Do you have any tips?
This workshop process has just been the best thing for me. It was packed, but it's surprising that somebody who was green in grant writing, I did not have any prior experience, been able to come out with a draft which I sent out for review in 3 days.
How do early career researchers manage to develop a strong grant proposal in a 3-day workshop? One key element is the process called scaffolding.
Yeah, the scaffolding actually, I think, begins even before the workshop. The pre-workshop activities are mentally preparing you for the process. So you literally build on the process step by step. You start from scratch, from looking out for whom you think the most suitable funder would be. Then you begin, gathering the bits and pieces of information.
The first day we came, we looked at how do you make a title, what are the components of the title. You do that, you get a lot of support, just the peer support and the mentorship we are getting from our facilitators.
Scaffolded writing assignments break down a large and complex task into manageable and sequenced pieces. First, the research title, gap and question. Then the rationale, objectives and methodology. And finally, data analysis.
The scaffolding process to me was at first new because I didn't know where it was heading. But as the days unfolded, by day 2, I understood that it's like opening up the puzzle to the participants in a systematic way, in such a way that the participants can follow through, and not just follow through by going through step 1 and 2 and saying I've finished 1 and 2, but by actually taking them to 3 and the opportunity to say, wait, before I go to 4, am I in line with 1 and 2? And so the person goes back and realigns. And that is what is needed in the research process. From the very beginning, the background of the study, up to the methodology, there must be that thread that runs through and that can give that science some credibility and validity. So this scaffolding method did that. When the participants went around the posters and receiving feedback from their peers on the different stages, I thought that was really powerful, and it's a method that should be used even at bachelor's level, not just PhD level.
It's one thing to write it. You kind of know what you want to do. But when you put it on the wall, and then you have to come back with people and you read it again, it's like, oh, no, this is what I meant. And that process of writing, reading, and also stepping back and saying, what do other people see? There is something that I'm seeing, but other people are seeing it completely different. And I think that's such a brilliant methodology, actually.
It worked well in the fact that they received feedback, positive and negative, from their peers, although one could see that there was some element of trying to defend one another. But then the facilitators also made it clear that, wait, just listen. So that active listening and not quickly jumping to defense helped people to absorb more and learn more.
Where they come and, they work. Having peer review, working with them in groups is an amazing way of teaching. The peers are from multidisciplinary, they're from different backgrounds when you talk about disciplines. So their lenses would be different coming to the same poster, and that was valuable.
The workshop is more than a learning exercise. By the end, the researchers produce a proposal to apply for a real grant. On the last day, they receive rigorous external reviews and learn how to read and respond to them.
I've never really heard it or seen it before, that you can have a systematic way of reviewing the reviews. You can study the pattern, and it becomes a very graphic instrument to see, okay, The three of them had this complaint, so I can understand the pattern. I can try to group the complaints. I think it's going to be something very helpful, and I plan to use it actually.
What's next? Researchers and new facilitators consider how best to share the approach in their own institutions.
I don't want to be naive about the challenges that we may face, but I think with proper planning, proper stakeholder engagement, and back and forth with CARTA for support and guidance, we can make it possible in our different institutions. There may be different flavors to it. Of course, I don't expect it to work the same way in Nigeria as in Rwanda or in Kenya, but the overall philosophy of CARTA and the overall philosophy behind this methodology of the grants writing workshop can be upheld and domesticated in our different universities.
Yes, I certainly look forward to applying this approach in my institution, and I think it will greatly improve the way we write and even our success rate when we write proposals.